How do you see things? How do you see when you see a kid in a Bentley? What's the first thought that comes to your mind? Is the first thought that comes to your mind, oh man, this kid with the rich parents sitting in that car? Is that the first thing that comes to mind? Or is the first thing like, shit, what did this kid do in order to be able to have that car in that age? What's the way you think? Because it's really important. Because if you keep thinking the way that everything is unfair to you, like, oh, they got this because of their parents are rich, or they got this because they were lucky, or they got this because whatever excuse you can make up. Maybe today you can try to catch yourself. Every time you have a thought like that, maybe today you can catch yourself every time you do that and think like, shit, how could I think about that? How could I think about that in a different way? So, for example, my girlfriend, she always has the bigger vision because she's not hung up on how to actually achieve this thing. She's not hung up with mechanics, right? So she just looks at things like, look, if you want to get engaged, if you want me to, if you want us to get engaged, like a ring isn't going to cut it. I need a diamond Rolex, right? Just in order to push. And there's a way how you see that. You can see this as like, oh man, fuck, like she wants too much? Or do you see that as like a challenge? Do you see that as like, man, I can be so much more. If I'm at the level where I can do these things and where I can have the income and the revenue every month in order to be able to achieve that, well, I would be such a better person. If I'm on that level, fuck, what else could I do, right? So the way that you see things is really the start of where do you go. Because if you don't even see this as a possibility, you will never have that. If you see someone driving by in a Ferrari and your thought is like, shit, I'll never have that car, I need to make a picture real quick or have a good look at it because I'll never actually own one, well, you won't. But if you look at it and it's like, shit, how can I actually make that work? Because evidently the guy sitting in it, he made it work or she made it work. So can you. Because everyone that you see in those cars, or even if the parents bought it, but the parents also got there somehow, some way. Even if the government bought their house and they got a bunch of money, they didn't waste it up yet, right? So there's some skill and some knowledge that these people have and acquired and learned that you haven't gotten yet. But it's absolutely possible. So I just want to encourage you a little bit that just catch yourself today and think about how the way you think. Just catch the way you think and correct your thinking. That's all. That's a little challenge for you. If you're up for that challenge, let me know in the comments if you're up for that challenge. And I'll see you tomorrow. Good luck.